Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. You know how much we all love the NFC East. It's a division known for its fierce rivalries, unpredictable turns, and legendary moments that stay etched in NFL history. And this offseason, something really unexpected is brewing, something that could shake up the division in ways we haven't seen in years. If you've been following the Giants, you know we've had our fair share of ups and downs lately. But right now, the buzz is all about a shift, a potential power move that could redefine the Giants' future and the entire NFC East landscape. And trust me, what I'm about to tell you isn't just speculation. It's something that could truly alter the dynamics of the division for quite some time. But first, let's take a moment to appreciate what's been happening with the New York Giants lately. You see, ever since the end of last season, there's been an air of anticipation around the team, fans eager for a bounce back, a chance to get back into playoff contention and maybe even push deeper into the postseason. The Giants, under the leadership of head coach Brian Daboll, have shown resilience, strategic growth, and a clear vision for rebuilding a team that was in desperate need of a fresh start. If you recall, last year was a roller coaster, some incredible wins, tough losses, but ultimately signs of promise that suggest this team is heading in the right direction. The draft was a big part of it, especially with some key picks that could shape the future of the franchise. Now, talking about the draft, it's interesting to see how the Giants approached this year's selections. The team focused on strengthening their offensive line and adding some dynamic playmakers on defense. They've been building a roster that's versatile, hungry, and ready to compete at the highest level. But what really caught everyone's attention was the player they picked in the late rounds, a guy who, despite falling in the draft, has been making waves during the offseason. That's right, I'm talking about a young quarterback, someone who's not yet a household name but has been turning heads with his incredible arm talent, leadership, and poise. This player, who was overlooked during the draft process, is showing so much promise that even the skeptics are starting to believe he might have a shot at making a real impact this season. The name of this quarterback, of course, isn't Shedeur Sanders, but the story's similar in many ways. It's about a young talent who fell through the cracks, but who's now proving that maybe, just maybe, he deserves more recognition. That's the thing about the NFL, talent can sometimes be underrated, and a player's draft position doesn't always tell the full story. The Giants' coaching staff has been impressed with his work ethic, his ability to read defenses, and most importantly, his leadership on and off the field. You see, in today's NFL, it's not just about throwing the ball or making a good play. It's about command, mentality, and the ability to elevate the team when it matters most. And this young quarterback has been doing just that during practice. But let's back up a little. Why is this so important? Because the Giants have been looking for a spark at the quarterback position for years. Ever since the days of Eli Manning, the team has been searching for that franchise guy who can lead them to victory and bring back that sense of stability and greatness. Now, the current roster has some talented veterans and promising young players, but the quarterback question has always lingered. This offseason, there was hope that Daniel Jones would take the next step, but with the arrival of this young gun, the narrative might be shifting. The coaching staff has been very careful not to overhype, but the signs are there. This kid has the potential to be a difference maker. And speaking of difference makers, I want to highlight some players on the Giants roster who are already making headlines. Saquon Barkley, of course, remains the centerpiece of the offense, a dynamic running back capable of changing the game in an instant. After dealing with injuries and some contract disputes, Barkley is healthy and motivated, ready to reclaim his spot among the NFL's elite. His explosiveness has been on display during training camp, and fans are hopeful that he can stay consistent throughout the season. The receiving core, led by players like Wan'Dale Robinson and Darren Waller, is looking sharper than ever, promising to give our young quarterback some reliable targets to work with. On defense, stars like Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeaux are creating a lot of buzz, and the team's front seven has been aggressive and disruptive in practice. But it's not just about individual players. It's about the chemistry, the coaching, and the overall identity that Brian Daboll and his staff are building. The Giants have emphasized discipline, mental toughness, and adaptability. They want a team that can adapt on the fly, that can withstand the pressure of big games, and that can execute under the brightest lights. And to that end, the offseason has been filled with intense practices, tactical adjustments, and a real focus on developing the young talent, especially at the quarterback position. That's where the big story is brewing, whether this young player can step up and become the future face of the franchise. Now, shifting gears a little, let's talk about what this means for the NFC East as a whole. You see, the division has been dominated in recent years by the Eagles, who have established themselves as a true powerhouse. The Cowboys are always lurking, trying to rebuild and reassert themselves, while the Washington Commanders are looking for stability and that breakout season. But now, with the Giants making strategic moves, drafting well, and developing young talent, the division is getting more competitive than ever. If this quarterback, who's been flying under the radar, can live up to the hype, it could be a game changer. Because let's face it, a really good quarterback can elevate a team and tilt the balance of power. And speaking of NFC East power shifts, it's worth mentioning that some NFL insiders are already speculating about how the Giants might approach this season. Could we see a team that surprises everyone and pushes for a playoff spot? It's definitely within the realm of possibility. The NFC is wide open, and with the right development, the Giants could be a dark horse contender. Especially if their young quarterback can step into a leadership role early and start making plays that light up the scoreboard and energize the fanbase. Of course, it's not just about individual talent, it's about the entire team effort. The Giants' defense has been impressively aggressive, and the offensive line is looking more cohesive than in previous years. The coaching staff's game plans have been innovative, and the players seem motivated and hungry. All these elements combined give us hope that the Giants are on the cusp of something special. But the real question remains, can this young quarterback, whoever he ends up being, be the spark that ignites the team and takes us back to NFL prominence? That remains to be seen, but the signs are encouraging. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. The NFC East is a division that's historically known for its unpredictability. Every season, fans and analysts look for the team that will rise from the ashes or surprise everyone by exceeding expectations. This year, the Giants might just be that team. They have the talent, the coaching, and the motivation. And if their young quarterback can find his rhythm early, we could see a season that defies the odds. The division might end up with multiple teams contending deep into the playoffs, and that's what makes the NFC East such a thrill to watch year after year. And let's not forget about the importance of the fan base. Giants fans are among the most passionate in the NFL, and their energy fuels the team every single game. The MetLife Stadium is known for its electric atmosphere, especially when the team is on a roll. With the current momentum, the fans are already buzzing with hope, and social media is flooded with predictions, memes, and debates about how far the Giants can go this year. The anticipation is building, and everyone's eyes are on the young talent emerging from the roster. Fans want to believe that this season could be different, that the Giants are finally turning the page after some tough years. And speaking of tough years, it's worth reflecting on the history of the Giants. This team has a storied past, with 4 Super Bowl titles and dozens of legendary players who have worn the blue and white. The franchise is known for its resilience, its ability to pull off dramatic victories, and its never-say-die attitude. The 2007 and 2011 seasons are etched in NFL lore, with iconic moments like Eli Manning's heroic plays and clutch performances. Those moments still inspire current players and fans alike. And now, with a new wave of talent and a fresh approach, the Giants seem poised to create more of those legendary moments in the near future. But let's get back to the core of this story, the young quarterback who's been turning heads in practice. While he might not be the first name that comes to mind when thinking about the Giants' future, his development could be the key to unlocking everything. Talent-wise, he's shown he can make throws that perfectly fit the NFL's demanding standards. He's got the arm strength, accuracy, and decision-making that could make him a threat both in the pocket and on the run. The coaching staff has been working closely with him, emphasizing footwork, reading defenses, and developing his leadership skills. It's clear they see something special in him, and the fans are hoping he can deliver on that promise. Of course, it's not just about raw talent. Mentality and work ethic are equally important. From what insiders are saying, this young quarterback has been dedicated, showing up early to practice, staying late, and constantly seeking ways to improve. That kind of attitude can make all the difference in the NFL, especially when stepping into a high-pressure environment like New York. The media has started to pick up on the buzz, and some analysts are already comparing him to some of the great young quarterbacks who have come into the league and made an immediate impact. If everything aligns, he could very well be the next franchise quarterback for the Giants, a player who leads us back to the promised land. Now, I want to highlight the broader impact this could have on the NFC East. Because if the Giants succeed with this young quarterback, it's not just about making the playoffs, it's about reshaping the division's hierarchy. The Eagles, for example, have been dominant, but every dynasty has its vulnerabilities. The Cowboys are always looking for consistency, and the Commanders are trying to find their identity. A strong Giants team can shake things up, create new rivalries, and bring even more excitement to the NFL landscape. It's what makes this season so intriguing: the potential for surprises, the emergence of new stars, and the possibility that the NFC East might be the most competitive division in football once again. And let's not forget the importance of the draft and offseason moves. The Giants, like many teams, use their offseason to address key needs. But what really stands out is how they've been developing their internal talent. The young quarterback is just one piece of the puzzle, but perhaps the most exciting. The coaching staff is also emphasizing a balanced team approach, solid defense, a versatile offense, and a focus on special teams. It's this holistic approach that could make the difference between a team that merely competes and one that contends for the Super Bowl. The NFL is a league of moments, and every fan dreams of that one game-changing play, that one clutch drive, or that one season-defining performance. With the Giants' current trajectory, some are already speculating that this could be the year the team finally breaks through, especially if their young quarterback can develop quickly and lead them with confidence. The division rivals are watching closely, knowing that the Giants aren't just a team to overlook anymore, they're becoming a real threat. And that's what makes this season so exciting for us all. Now, I want to turn your attention to the fans. As passionate Giants supporters, we've seen the highs and lows, the heartbreaks and the triumphs. We know the history, the iconic players, and the unforgettable Super Bowl victories. And now, with this new wave of talent, we're feeling that same hope rising again. The team is building something special, and the energy around the franchise is contagious. The upcoming season could be the one where the Giants reclaim their place at the top of the NFL and remind the league why we're one of the most storied franchises in football history. So as we look ahead, it's clear that everything is pointing toward an exciting future. The NFC East is about to get a lot more interesting, and the Giants are right in the middle of that storm. Whether it's a young quarterback stepping up, key veterans leading the charge, or the coaching staff orchestrating a winning formula, this season has all the ingredients to be one for the history books. Fans, I urge you to stay tuned, support your team, and keep that passion alive. Because the road to another Super Bowl might just start now, and the Giants are ready to write their next chapter. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these developments? Do you believe this young quarterback can be the future of the franchise? Are you confident that the team can finally make a deep playoff run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion means everything to us and to the Giants. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest news, analysis, and all things Giants. Together, we're building a community of passionate fans ready to support our team through thick and thin. Let's keep the spirit alive, and let's get ready for what promises to be an unforgettable season. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Giants.